Hi, this is Richard Bolger. As always, I must, before I begin my podcast, issue my disclaimer that while federal law does govern the procedure in bankruptcy cases, state law governs how property is treated in those bankruptcy cases. So, state by state, the case law is different, and so do not derive any general conclusions based on what I'm telling you in this podcast or others, and realize that this podcast series is general in nature, not specific to any particular state or person. Finally, we are a debt relief agency. We help people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. So, this episode is for people to meet the team who would handle your case here at Bolger Law Firm. There's myself, Richard Bolger. I'm an attorney. I have been practicing bankruptcy law since 1987. But most importantly, I have the assistance of two capable paralegals who I wanted to introduce in this podcast because every client who comes into this firm is going to be working with them as well as myself. And we work as a team together. We together work on all cases. So anytime you call here, any one of us will know who you are and details about your particular case. So, in addition to myself, as I said, I have two paralegals, Cindy Matakanis and Michelle Frew. So, we'll start with seniority and introduce you to Cindy. Cindy has been working with me since 1987. Um, Cindy, you came to me as, I believe, an intern, correct?
That's correct.
And you were at Northern Virginia Community College, and what was your major?
Legal assisting.
And you graduated from there and have been working with me ever since, correct?
I have, yes.
Indeed. So we have a long history together, and I will elaborate a little bit on that history. We started off together doing all sorts of cases: criminal, domestic relations, personal injury cases, as well as bankruptcy cases, which we have been doing since 1987.
Correct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to Cindy, there's Michelle Frew. Michelle, say hello, please.
Hello.
There she is. And Michelle, you've been working with me since when?
2006.
And Michelle has a background. Also, you graduated from Northern Virginia Community College with a degree in legal assisting as well, correct?
Yes, but it was actually called paralegal studies when I graduated.
Paralegal studies. Oh, I did not know that, but probably the same curriculum, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you have a background in banking?
Yes.
As well as
real estate.
Cindy Matakanis also has a background in real estate. The two of you are both licensed title agents. And that is a very helpful background when dealing with bankruptcy cases because people's real estate is typically the most valuable asset they have. And so our ability to quickly get information, analyze information regarding real estate matters is very helpful to people. So when someone calls the office, they're going to typically interact first of all with Cindy. And Cindy is the one who, as I said, will initially determine in a phone call, if we are an appropriate office for the caller to reach out to. Cindy, can you give us an idea perhaps on what sorts of phone calls you get? What kind of people are typically reaching out to this office, if you can? I know there's a lot of different kinds of people. I was just interviewed by a PhD candidate at Columbia University about this very question, among others, but I said that there's a whole variety of people, from small business people to, single moms or working people. What do you find out? What causes someone to call the office, do you think? Give me some of the ideas.
Sure. Oftentimes, someone calling here may be experiencing some life-changing event. Maybe they've lost their job, they've suffered medical illness, someone in their family's been ill, or just excessive debt that they can't manage with the income that they have.
What about people who have recently experienced a separation or divorce? Do you get those?
Yes, we do get those kinds of calls.
Yeah. And that's typically because you have, two people combining their income to live in one place, whereas when they split up, they're suddenly faced with having to support two households. So when if you decide this person or people are they're appropriate candidates to follow up, what do you do at that point in time?
After I've talked to them briefly about the situation that they're dealing with, perhaps they're dealing with a garnishment and they're concerned about their wages being garnished, or there's a potential foreclosure coming up. Maybe they've received a warrant in debt and they're being called into court. Then I um, put them on the phone with you so that you can assess what good options there are for them to resolve these problems.
And do you feel you're able to basically tell people a lot about the basic process that is involved in a bankruptcy case when they call in?
I think I'm comfortable with explaining an overview of what the process is like.
All right, so then you hand them off to me, and I will typically interview people to determine their assets, liabilities, reasons to file, and just learn a little bit about them as people. And if it looks like they're good candidates for bankruptcy, I of course will give them that information on where I think I can help them and what bankruptcy would do for them, which is huge because people want to know going into a bankruptcy case what's going to happen to them. I mean, that's the biggest thing. What will happen to my property? What will happen to my job? My whatever. They want to know, what will I look like when I'm done? And that is a very an important question. And after 30 plus years of doing bankruptcy cases, I'm very well qualified to answer that. Now, if we decide that that is the direction we're going to go in, the client agrees that's what they want to do, then Cindy, you're going to follow up with them, aren't you? What is it you typically do at that point?
Sure, I'm going to give them information that they need to know what's the next steps in my case. What do I have to do? So I'll provide them with a checklist and information, what kind of paperwork they need to provide, information about the class that they're going to need to take, and help them to begin the process of accumulating the documentation that's needed so we can file their case.
All right. So then when does Michelle become involved in the process typically?
Once they begin sending us paperwork, Michelle's going to get involved then.
All right, Michelle. At that point in time, what is it that you do with these? Tell us what typically are you looking at, and what steps do you take?
Well, the main point is the financial situation in the pay stubs, the tax return, past history, and I'm taking all of the information that we from the paperwork that's provided, and I'm putting it into the petition. So the Schedule I, which is excuse me, the income that they're currently making, and then of course their expenses that they have to pay.
Let me ask you something. So, how much income? I mean, for what time period do you need to see someone's income? And when you say see their income, what are you talking about?
Okay, so there's something in the petition called the means test in a Chapter 7. It's called the means test, and that's going to look at the 6 months prior to the filing of the bankruptcy case. They want to see 6 months of what your average pay was over that 6-month period.
So that's average gross monthly pay, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you have to determine that from all sources, correct?
Yeah.
And you put all of that into the means test. And if a person is below the median income, the geographical area in which they reside, they pass the means test to qualify for Chapter 7. If they do not, if they're not below the median income, then our more sophisticated work has to go into effect, and we have to analyze what deductions are allowable from that gross median income and see if they pass the means test. Correct, Michelle?
Yes.
And Michelle, you are able to assist not only with my Chapter 7s, but you are also competent, quite capable to help me in calculating numbers for Chapter 13 cases as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you are. So we together, Cindy, Michelle, and myself, we are the team that you would be working with. As I said, we all work together on every case, and we are able to, we're all cross-trained around in each other's areas, able to fill in. Obviously, I am practicing law, and the paralegals that work under my supervision, but as I said, I've got really good paralegals, and so that my clients are able to benefit in ways that lawyers who do not have paralegals like I do, are not able to help. So, having said that, we're here to help ensure a successful outcome for your case. Like I said, we've been getting together a long time. Our ability to work together efficiently and creatively is what we are able to bring to bear in every case we work on, and we would be happy to assist you as well for kind of the process of what happens after you get the case filed. You might review other podcasts here in the series, specifically what is the court hearing like, and look forward to continuing this series with another podcast soon. I'll be involving my staff more regularly so people can get an idea of who you would be talking to and working with when you are working with my office instead of just myself. So have a great day.